short medium layered haircut. Welcome to Modern Technique Salon. Book an appointment today. These are some products we sell.
All right, so you see this haircut here? I need more layers. Look how like it's too muffy right here. I don't like that. I like this side better, but I'm cutting Mary's hair. Wait until you see this haircut because this is how I want my haircut. So stay tuned, get ready. Get it right on the hair only. Now we have wonderful Sophia. This is her mom, and I'm teaching her and training her how to blow dry her mom's hair. Right? She's using her fingers exactly to direct the hair. She's blow drying with her fingers the way the hair wants to grow. Like she's making it already styled. When she comes up, it's gonna, most of the work will be done. This spot, okay, and this is where we swoop it over. I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna pull it up a little bit, okay? As I'm pulling it up, I'm getting that front. I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna follow the blow dryer the way that I want her front to go. Beautiful, a beautiful swoop. Okay, she likes it piecey too. And then, are you ready for freedom? Are you ready for a shift? Are you ready to transform and change your life? Well, let me tell you, I struggled so much. I remember years ago going to therapy and he told me, you're way too much. And I remember being really like insulted. You know, I thought, way too much? What does that mean? But I didn't know personalities. I didn't know anything of what I know today, right? So I was too much because I was an emotional roller coaster. But it was insulting and it hurt me when he said that, right? Sometimes we take things so personal and we're so hurt and harmed by them and it gets stuck in the subconscious mind and it's a trigger. So we don't feel enough worth or enough value because of things that people have told us, right? So I want you to know that I created a complete emotional breakthrough. And I want you to know that this really is the thing that transformed my life. I wish that I could have had this years ago, because I struggled for 27 years wandering in the wilderness of emotional pain, emotional trauma, the terror barrier I couldn't break through because I didn't even know I had a terror barrier in me to break through. And I didn't know how to get out of anxiety and stress, how to get out of the fear that I lived in, how to get out of victimhood that I lived in. And we live in that not understanding why, right? But there's programs that have been programmed to us that we didn't even know. So I love in my course, I have something super important. It's emptying out the U-Haul truck. It's one of the most important lessons that's in there. And why do we do that? We take this U-Haul truck, we go through it. So I'll tell you a quick little how it works. When we're in utero, we're in our mother's womb, the emotional distress from our mother goes to us. And from the father, if the father makes the mother emotionally distressed, the baby gets all that distress in utero. But then you come out, this beautiful little baby, and any of the stuff that your parents had goes into your U-Haul truck. So we're born with this U-Haul truck, and then your dad's stuff, good or bad, goes in the U-Haul truck. Your mom's stuff, good or bad, goes in that U-Haul truck. And then the subconscious mind starts to be formed with this influence and these leaders around us. If it's your grandmother, grandfather, uncles, aunts, brothers and sisters, whoever you were raised with for the first 6 years has put stuff in your U-Haul truck, has put imprints in there, right? It's like a laptop, a perfect laptop that you have to download stuff into for it to have any kind of awareness or any kind of consciousness. So this consciousness gets developed. Then it becomes a subconscious mind, because it's being programmed over and over and over again by all the influences when you were a child. From utero to 6, monkey see, monkey do, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And then from 7 to 13, the back part of the brain gets developed. And that's like educational parts. What you learned in school, what you learned from friends, if friends picked on you or bullied you or loved you or cared about you. Listen, there's always good and bad, but there's things that get stuck in our brain sometimes, and we have to get that stuff out, right? And if you don't unload that stuff, there's a lot of blocks. And let me tell you what happens. Those blocks go within. If we don't get those emotions out, those things, those memories, those imprints, stay stuck in our spirit and in our soul and in our body. It creates disease, it creates panic attacks, it creates anxiety, it creates depression, it creates worry and fear. It creates all these emotional states that we carry if we don't learn how to unload that U-Haul truck. So I really encourage you to get this course to help you walk you through step by step. I did 55 videos to walk with you, to get you on the journey of freedom. Freedom is what gives you love and peace and joy and happiness. And I always think of Mel Gibson in the movie, I think it was Braveheart, and he's laying on that guillotine and he's being killed, right? Now, there was so much injustice that happened to him, but he knew that he was free inside. Do you understand? No matter what was happening to him, but he's dying, he's actually being stretched to death. And this guy's taunting him and going, so what do you have to say now? And I just always remember this picture of him just stretching, taking every breath, the gulp of air that he could. It was so intense. You could YouTube it and just check it out. And he just screams on the top of his lung when his last breath, and he says, freedom. And that is what we look forward to. Even though he was dying, he was free. Do you understand? We want freedom on the inside. We want to get rid of that anxiety, that stress, those emotional, I want to say, baggages that we carry in our U-Haul truck. That's the first part. And then the rest of the course builds you and builds you and builds you. It takes you through a journey of healing, of self-love and care. It's been the best course that I could ever have created. And it's my baby. I had tragic beginnings, and trust me, I had it for a long, long time. I would say at least, I think I really started to shift when I was about 47. I think it was when I got my salon and I did my first mastermind class, and that's where the shift came from. And then I started doing neuroscience, and I just kept growing and growing and growing from there. And I never looked back. And I took all my years of experience, but for 27 years I did therapy. And guess what? It made me keep going back, and I couldn't go forward. I stayed stuck way more than I went forward. So until I did coaching and I learned a different way to go where I was and push forward and learn that I had the answers within myself, I had to learn to trust myself. And that's what I want to help you do. I want to teach you how to know what you want. I think that's a really hard question to answer. A lot of times I'll say, well, what do you really want? And people say, I don't know. Exactly. Because there's so much stuff in that U-Haul truck. It's like clutter. We got to get it out so that we can find out what you really want out of life. Find out where you really want to go. And I'm going to tell you, freedom awaits you. Joy and happiness await you. That's the bottom line. You want to be so overflowing in abundance that you can overflow that joy into other people out of authenticity, right? To have good character, to develop that good character. This is going to teach you to develop good character. This is going to give you freedom. It's going to give you so much foundation of you living a life of happiness and joy. And then you're going to overflow that abundance and be generous and be a giver without taking from your reserves. Makes a big difference. I used to take from my reserves and then I became resentful. And then I was angry because I overfunctioned for other people. But then I learned how to self-love and self-care. I knew all along that God loved me, but I just didn't love me. And I tell you, it starts from within. You don't even realize it, but 80% is this inner game. 20% is skill set. Trust me, you get that thing 80% correct, everything else will follow. Finances, emotional, mental, spiritual, and financial, and physically also. Even your health and wellness comes from 80% of your mindset. All those things will follow. So I look forward to hearing from you. I can't wait for you to sign up today to get your course. 55 videos, and listen, you could do it in 8 weeks. The quicker you want to get healthy and well, you could take 6 months, you could take a year. You could either subscribe for a year or you could buy it for a lifetime. So I'm really excited for you. I am courageously committed to your transformation. Are you ready for it? I hope so. I look forward to you clicking the link below, and I can't wait to connect with you and meet with you. This is Coach Kimmy. Have a great day.
Thanks for watching. Click the link on the description section to get in touch with me. Like, comment, and share. Don't forget to.